contract? Do you know how
Greetings
it works?
and salutations, everyone, and welcome to the
Hello.
next episode of Iron and Ire, episode 13.
Yo, what's up, chat? Fuck Kratzy. Green light on him. Any of you guys see him and shoot him like a CEO, bruh. On site. Glatata.
What? That's... No, do not do that. What the fuck?
Even if you see somebody who looks vaguely like him, throw him a floor.
Stop.
Okay.
That's
out on the street.
That's a fucked up thing to say, dude. Anyway, let's get straight up into it. We got some demon stuff to take care of. We also have new introductions to make, which will be made in a moment. But before that, who would like to give me the recap?
Wait one sec. Do I have inspiration? Which one of us doesn't have inspiration?
I do not, at least. Yeah.
I do not either. Okay, I'll do the recap this time. So, last time, the first order of business was returning to the cage. And as we returned to the cage, we discussed things with Agamemnon and our Zinker. I can't do that voice for very long. Our Zinker, about the future of this collective, this mind-altering cult that we have formed around the disease. Now that the disease has run its path, we have managed to gather up the people of Downfrown and Flowpel, thanks to the great leadership of Dig. Upon hearing this, Agamemnon gave us plenty of rewards, which are divvied up in the normal contractual way. As a reminder to chat, if you wish to look at the contract, we are running our loot and hierarchy between the players on. It's in fan art somewhere. We split that up. It turns out Scat, my character, managed to become the next pit fiend, the next head honcho. Sadly, Gabriel, like last time, scored too low, and now has to face a Lemare's Lament that we have not chosen yet. Another interesting outcrop was Zig was the most fiendish on the last mission, and he used this to outvote me, the Pit Fiend, to make the cult chaotic, evil, rather than lawful or neutral. This was one of many decisions. Others were what buildings we would form, which was split between us. And lastly, we were directed towards the different types of units we can form and forge, built out of the cult members we currently have. We left off discussing what sort of bands we should form. I believe that's it.
Yeah, that was a pretty straight up recap. Inspiration for Zahaab. Let's see here. Alright, well, whilst you continue those discussions, you receive a message from Azenkir, the Iron Lord. It is through Ascending, in which he informs you that due to your exceptional competence, it would seem that Lord Agamemnon has seen fit to send you a senior demon, one that may assist with the upcoming intricacies required for your continued maleficence. Alright. Did I actually make you guys a meeting room? Let's see here.
Upon hearing this message, Scat will turn to the others. No doubt, some sort of concert of a greater demon, whether that be Agamemnon or another one. Look out, it's potentially a spy.
Alright, we'll use this dark tavern as where you guys discuss things. Also, Zig and Pig, since Sping will not be joining us today, are going to be over here practicing evil. The rest of you gather around wherever you'd like. Okay, so go ahead and continue your discussions whilst I prepare the intro for the new demon.
You hear that? You hear that, Swar? Some espionage.
Doesn't matter.
You sound particularly fiendish today.
What the fuck? He was just that's all he said in response. What the fuck? Oh, okay.
Did you not understand?
I actually did not understand that one. That was
Okay.
Dude, for the rest of the campaign, just speak in a mumbly fiendish voice. You'll be the Kenny from South Park for our campaign. Only the real fiends can understand you.
Right?
I think it'd be so funny if you just only spoke in Norwegian, like evil Norwegian, and like nobody else, and like, but only like only like one person could really understand you. He's just like, Swar says. So funny. Dude.
No, that person's on site now.
Stop, please.
Okay.
Please. I know you're just joking, but that's a dangerous one thing. Like, let's not do that. Okay. All right. Anyway, I know this is the demon campaign, but remember, let's keep it.
Me and Kretzy are friends IRL. So,
yeah. I know. Just chat might not think that, and then this might get clipped, and then I'm canceled.
No.
All right.
It's all P.
It's all
back to an intelligentsia, a watcher, a voyeur to activities here on the material. He turns to Dig.
You see him sitting down drawing.
He's drawing. What are you drawing, Dig?
It's best not to say.
I'm asking you, like, what are you drawing?
You seen the movie Superbad?
Oh my god! Scat, as you look over to see if Dig's paying attention, you see that he is filling out a parchment page with throbbing hard human genitalia.
You. What sort is this? Are you attempting an oracle there, Dig? Some prophet? Some forecast to who may arrive?
Just writing down some experimental notes for later endeavors.
If I read your notes correctly with my arcane eyes, it seems as if we're going to have an Orpheon of sorts. A Cantalist.
What?
Hemorrhoid. Eulogist. Versifier. A lawkeeper.
Who's dying?
Somebody who speaks with good words.
I see.
Good job on the nipples.
Okay.
You see they're extremely detailed.
Now you see I prefer mauve. I'm glad you went for that, not the bright color. It's too angelic for my tastes.
I agree.
All right. At this point, the doors to the south open, and one of the pigs of Argos will approach. He will rush towards you and will kneel, lowering his head. My lords.
No. How do you greet the pigs of Argos?
My lords, as he
as you all stand.
he stands. He will say, "I bring news. A demonette approaches. She bears the mark of Agamemnon. Should we allow her entrance?"
Most definitely.
All right, he will grab his nose and honk and salute, receiving his command.
Scat turns to Dig and says, "You are right. The mauve one is approaching."
Let us be cautious.
I like to think that Dig has perfectly drawn, just by happenstance, the character that's about to enter, and Scat thinks that he is indeed the soothsaying oracle.
His drawing is like immaculately perfect, like depicting some hidden savant level genius of artistic integrity. But he's just like, huh? Like the whole time.
Yeah. Dig being the perfect leader, the perfect person on the battlefield, and the perfect predictor. He's just sandbagging the entire campaign. That's the headcanon I like.
Zig is the perfect leader. It's a good thing we did that. And then he randomly did that awesome battle speech. And then it's like, Scat's like, what the fuck is happening? It's so good. Okay, approaching the party's table, you will see this individual appear before you. SilverSeige, please introduce yourself and your character.
Hey y'all, my name's Silver. You may recognize me as Elsie Rowan from Bound and Broken, but in Iron and Ire I will be playing ThroatThief, a horned devil, dark witness bard, who is, very simply, here for a good time, not a long time, because she's already done a long time, so. As she walks in, you sort of hear the rhythmic tapping of the cane and a aged horn demon sort of doing what could only be described as a power walk towards the table.
Alright, pause. I gotta add your talk in. It cuts off audio when I do that. That was crazy that he said that.
Yo,
Alright, there you go. Alright, as you were, go ahead and approach the table.
Anyway, doing what can only be described as a power walk towards the table. If I could fucking select that.
Do you have
Yep.
ownership? Oh, no, I gotta give you ownership.
No.
Hold on. There you go. Now you can do it.
Here she is. Just doing a power walk towards the table.
Good day, sister.
Gentle fiends.
I'm sorry.
He puts forward his tail to shake initially. I am the pit fiend amongst us as of now. I would like to give you a warm welcome, sinister and perverse.
Charmed. And this horn devil will take the tail, give it a shake, and then the same hand place it over where her heart should be, and bow lowly.
Ooh,
I expect to see that done well.
I see you have the methetic etiquette down to a T.
Silver, move your
Oh.
There you go. Okay.
Oops. Sorry. Well, I am a career politician at heart, so being a devil's only second nature to me.
I see. Well, I am sure that Azenkir had you signed the contract before you came down. I wouldn't want you to go lootless here with us, without souls or recompense for your actions.
Of course not. In fact,
Hmm.
I actually brought it right here with me. And I will just slam the contract down on the table. And you'll see her pluck out a quill, dab it with her own bleeding finger, and sign it right in front of you all.
Scat will try and stop you for a moment with his hand. Pull. He doesn't go to grab you, but he just puts his hand up for you to pull. Please, not too hasty. You must specify a specific reward right before you sign. This is a reward type, an item, an object, a area of interest of yours to which loot goes in your hands first before even I or any other pick for you.
She'll think on it for a second. Instruments will do me nicely.
Alrighty.
Instance
And
of alchemy.
Let's look.
specification is required on instruments. Of
Oh.
what kind?
Flute or bagpipes?
Musical instruments. I don't give a shit about that.
See, for a politician.
I wish I gave a shit.
For a politician, your mendacity doesn't quite come across too well in contract. And he, Scat updates the contract, allows you to sign it. I assume you're familiar with the central hierarchical resolution texts from Bartering with Your Battalion and the famed legalistic book, The Devil's Advocate.
I do. I have to sign the first edition, actually.
Oh.
It was a gift from my major.
Okay. We might have to have a conversation over allotment of that later. Whose Loot Is It Anyway was my favorite sequel. But nonetheless, we must continue. So as you sign the contract, there is a moment where Babylon is besieged, just for a moment, to which we all feel that thrum that another one has signed the contract, or whatever. Arcadum wishes.
Yeah, you're good. You're describing it right. Keep going.
Yee. Scat says, well, as you have just joined, Scat shouts over to Gabriel. Gabriel, congratulations. You are no longer the Lemure. We have a new one.
I wasn't anyway because basically.
But as you are our guest, I may offer you one, let's say, piece of charity. That one there, this one with the horns, a familiar one of your kin. He, as in the contract, faces a Lemure's lament, a task that must be given by all of us, unanimously. Not semi-unanimously, I guess. That they must complete within the mission or have their allotment at stake. Do you have any ideas?
Oh, sickeningly generous of you. Give it to a newcomer.
As you think about it, Scat's head thrums in a rhythmic pattern. This time it's odder, the fractals, different segments of his skull, or at least what looks to be like an oozy, elongated head, sort of separate and collect together, moving in a direction, very subtly, something you might not notice immediately upon first meeting, and it's thrumming towards Swar, indicating that he's trying to communicate something. This charity is purposeful.
Of course, I should have expected it. Very well.
Mm-hmm.
I will look over towards my kin.
See how well you dance.
Across the whole mission?
Only in combat. Don't want to make it too cruel.
From location to location, they must dance.
Only when they have a weapon in hand. They
I
fight,
see.
they dance.
So I imagine this will play out as something like a performance check for movement. That will be funny. Okay.
Yeah.
Quite well then.
Entertainment, yes. I like this.
We do need. This will be the most use we've gotten out of him on the battlefield in quite some time. Very, very good call. It's nice to know you have a bit of Barbary in you. You'll need it out here. The mortals are a bit, cucked.
I've noticed. Cocked?
You jumped into that combo too. I've noticed. What have you noticed of the mortals? How much do you know of Corvallis?
I don't know what this Empire of Dirt is with, but notice that the humans I have spied in my travels have been too upbeat, too obsessed with morality.
And she just begins to turn slightly green around the esophagus's inner horns, and then back to normal for a second.
Too hopeful. It's disgusting.
Indeed. Oh, indeed. And now we must return to the tasks at hand. Please join us at the table.
Thank you kindly.
ThroatThief will just pull up a seat right in front of the fire. Is it a lit fire, or is it just
Yeah, it's
still lit?
it's a hearth. Yeah, there's fire, and there's also like servants moving about as well. They're just not important enough for tokens.
Okay. She'll pull up with a seat in front of the hearth, facing towards sort of the way she came in, so she could face the whole party in like a relative cone of engagement.
Well, we have recently obtained this as our central outpost. Our what's the word?
Headquarters?
Yes, let's go with headquarters. I prefer Omphalos, let's say. But we've been building it out. A few locations have been marked out by architects and are beginning to be built. But I feel like we're missing some utility in some of the mayhem we can be causing to the continent. Well, I will ask each one of us at this table at attention to offer up a scheme, the best of which we shall do. I shall go first and think as I speak. As we have a blacksmith in town, and this is a mining town, we have many tools, many capable of using tinker's tools and mining tools and such. Much trade comes in and out of the city, and though they may fare us on the outer skirts out of our ombalos in Corvallis, we may still trade. In time, they'll be over that, especially given a chance at profit. They are just mortals after all, no foresight beyond their years on this plane, and in this moment we may begin to debase the currency, lower the taxes for our own, have a flux of wealth through this place. Merchants go out into neighboring towns, and with our skills as higher beings and those experts in this city, we can debase the currencies, clip coins, reforge counterweights and false scales across Corvallis. Soon, anointed silver will be less than required for many of the Mytharian's actions, and the brass baron will find the weight of his ores, alloys light.
Real quick, you guys hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I chose that as your theme because that's all of the slaves working, humming together. I thought that'd be kind of cool.
That's sweet, dude. This is
Keep going.
cool. That is my scheme. Now, on to you. Do any of you have an idea of your own? Then I shall elect one. Dig. Speak up. Cast a scheme.
You see, he thinks for a second. What about a contract of the townsfolk where we promise strength and protection for their souls?
Deeply devilish. Their souls, after they die, shall be sent to our home planes. Perhaps
Indeed.
we can make them skip the queue past the Lemure rank to something greater. Let them hold some weight in the afterlife. But grant us their mortal coils. Arcadum, just a quick rule check, right? If somebody dies and we eat their soul, do they get to go to their afterlife?
So, if you eat someone's soul, you're removing them from the live stream, and they enter your, I guess, nutrients, I guess, if you want to look at it that way. They become part of your soul. When you die or are destroyed and you return to the live stream, sometimes a soul can break free of that entwinement and can find birth and all that, but generally speaking, if you eat somebody's soul, they don't go to the live stream, so they don't become the natural forms of demons. That being said, though, that only happens if you eat the whole thing. You can sliver off souls and stuff like that, and things like that as well. That's where soul crafting really comes in. Of course, that takes a higher level of that in order to do it properly, but yeah.
Perhaps we... can I say that Scat, because he has Both spellcraft, gem crafting, and I forget what it's called. It's like instrument crafting. It's how you can change his his spell book and orbs and such. He'd be somewhat familiar or proficient with spellcrafting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's at least enough to know how to do it.
Mhm. Well, potentially. There's potentially, to sweeten the pot, we can split off part of their soul. And as that scheme you mentioned earlier, with each successive person they get to sign the contract, portion of their soul that gets to pass to the live stream is cut. Perhaps initially as you sign it is 50, you get another to sign it as 45, another 40, down to a minimum of 10 or so. Save your own soul. Whilst maintaining that strength, you'll have to sign away the soul of others.
You're a noob. What the fuck you're talking about?
A pyramid scheme.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a tad too evil for my taste, I'm afraid.
Hmm?
What is too evil?
And what might your scheme be there, oh callous curmudgeon?
Flowery language. Someone named Scat, apparently.
And how'd you get the name ThroatThief?
She'll run a finger through her hair or her horns, and you'll see that several of the fleshy tubes sort of come loose and jiggle.
Oh,
I like singing. I likes people's voices. And whenever I like it that much, I can't part with it. I take it with me.
Scat's head's thrum quickly turns to something like a purr of a cat. How licentious. A bit too sensual for me. Can you wrap those back up?
Getting
Fair
him all
point.
hot and bothered.
Yeah. You see his tail that leaks poison start to dribble in.
Ew.
Is it always stripped white?
I digress.
It's poison. Stop. Stop.
ThroatThief will sort of fix back the esophaguses on her head into place.
Well, from what information I've gathered, they seem to have a deity that they have respect for. Nefaria, I believe she's called.
Indeed.
I don't think
Oh,
she's my one lady. She hasn't helped them much so far, at least.
even better for what I was about to suggest. I suggest we find a local village, or some of that approximate population, cause someone to experience a hallucination, doing the most depraved and salacious things unbefitting of a goddess. Take this witness and turn him into gospel. That way it hurts the Mefarians, and it also makes someone who's willing to speak sin as fact.
What if we do this to one of her guardsmen? We have a few locked, slaved, being broken in. Perhaps flashes of these hallucinations might make them a sort of fallacious messiah, like striking against the band from whence he came, an inceptive, lucent one, radiant in knowledge of what their child god wishes.
Yes. And we corrupt the very meaning that they hold dear to their hearts. Twist it into a toll.
Good scheme, good scheme. Last we had you, Swar.
Well, what if I cook up another disease? Or maybe even the Black Tears of Abaddon again? And then we send cult members to major settlements to weaken the population and spread the untrust that we started here.
Oh, great turpitude. Nefarious, I like it. Scat pauses for a moment, his head stops thrumming, and he's locked in pure thought. You see the sort of thought forms that scour across his skullcap begin to weave together. They make like geometric patterns and such things. Why not do them all?
Sounds great to me.
Arcadum, are we forgetting anything that you think is important right now?
Well,
Maybe our mission.
Well, I mean, you guys can do what you want.
No, but like, I feel like I forgot something. I checked my notes, and it doesn't seem like we're being attacked or anything right now. But not immediately. Like, there's something like a band of Mytharians coming for us, right?
Well, yeah, there's threat assessments that are happening because you guys are becoming larger. Cult is growing.
Yeah.
But right now, you're still in the phase of you're still building all of your buildings. You're still doing all of that, making plans for what you're going to do when you actually have a force to use. Yeah, that's perfectly fine.
Okay.
As
Cool.
for forgetting, Agamemnon's wishes were for you to grow the cult, and once you've done building up your buildings, he has more instructions for you.
Okay.
So,
and what's the timeline looking like on the buildings being built up?
So, I'll need to pass time forward, which means we'll have to do event rolls, and then I'll have to do some other rolls as well. But
Okay.
it'll take approximately 2 months, which is 2 event roll checks, because that's every month you get an event roll.
Okay. So, would it be possible for us to say that each one of these schemes that we have planned out, will ourselves try and get them done in that 2 months as we wait for the buildings to be built up, just to sort of characters are trying to get something done in the world, and then trying to build up the cult? We throw that over to Zig and Gabriel.
That's fine. I mean, what
Okay.
you guys can do, like, I greatly enjoy what you guys are doing right now. If you want to like do your own schemes, that's kind of the whole point. Like, you're evil, you're doing shit. Just my piece of advice would be that whilst you are scheming, keep in mind how much you actually have built up, the risk certain activities will provide, and you can also use your cult to gather information. I think that's probably the most important thing for you guys to do, is to use your cult to gather information. Because if you do that, then I can tell you things like, for example, this is something I'll give you for free, because it's kind of known throughout the traders and merchants, overheard by the cultists. So something, and also that event's coming up very soon, so I don't mind giving it to you early. There has been recently several rumors of a great poison spreading from Pride Lake in the Free Cities. They say that it has blocked off trade from Blackfield to all the other main cities in the Free Cities. Merchants are afraid that their caravans will be stopped, that trade will be completely cease, and there is a state of desperation in Blackfield. And that information could perhaps be used to exploit for your purposes as discussed.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying?
I see. So Scat could do something like figure out what is the main trade out of that place, try and replace them as a trade place, and then debase from that. Okay.
Or
this is...
as another suggestion, a poison spreading throughout the land, causing so much damage that it ceases trade. That could be something for Swar to investigate.
Okay.
You know, things like that.
Okay. Remind me on what side of the map Black Lake is.
Blackfield. But yeah, I'll
Blackfield.
show you. I'll show you. Here, I'll just leave the map open for you guys since you're just role playing anyway. So that way you can use this. You're literally scheming, so you would have a map in front.
Yeah.
All right, so here's the map. All right, Blackfield is right. Oh, come on, game, work with me. So Blackfield is right here.
Oh, okay.
So this area here is the reports of the poison, and so Blackfield is cut off from Riverton, Twist River, and from Hailhorn. Now, the reason that this is a problem, which you'll receive in your preliminary reports, is that Blackfield is backed by the rampant river delta. Its direct trade line is with Saphira, but Blackfield provides food for most of the area, most of the cities in the Free Cities. It has the most fertile fields. It cannot get through to trade with the others. These provide lumber and stone for it to work on its buildings and other such things. This is also a problem with Saphira because the main trade road has been blocked for the others as well. And you guys are up here in Downfrown. So, adjust the view.
Okay.
There you go. So that's where Blackfield is.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But yeah, you can also send out cultists to find information on specific things or specific areas. As we pass time forward and I do event rolls, cultists will have more information to give you. There'll be other updates as well. But yeah, you're fine. You can do whatever you want.
This is based. Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay.
You basically get to make your own side quests, because in 2 months, relatively, Agamemnon will have your next mission for you. Do whatever you
Didn't
want.
we already get it? To find the creature with Negasha in the blood?
Yeah. To hunt, heal. Yeah, you have that mission. Yeah. No, what I mean is your next one. Like the next one he has to do. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, so the person with the negation in the blood, where were they? Did we have an idea?
That's the next event roll, was the information about that comes in. Yeah.
Okay. So before this happens, as we do get this information about this poison, like, Swar, believe we've come across something of interest to you.
Yes. I heard rumors.
I have quite the arcane scavenger, one I've been training up for some time now. I think we know where I want to send her.
I also have my apprentice that I could send with them.
As a team?
Yes.
Well, a favor for a favor. So, as the map is in front of them, from Downfrown, Scat will cast a line to get them to Blackfield, and along it, he'll show a pit stop along the walls to the misted wastes, and these red markings on the maps where Flanderton is. I'm quite curious into these two locations. What keeps that wall up? And what is special of those poppy-filled lands? Potentially
Good.
on their way to collect these poison samples and assess those black fields. Pick up a few things for you and I.
Yes, yes. Very good, yes.
So we will like call forth our two apprentices, give them this information, and tell them to figure it out and send them off. I'll give them a decent amount of gold to go with them, and any resources they might request or ask for on the mission.
To Flanderton to find out what the red is? Is that what I heard?
Firstly, so they're going to Blackfield, but they have two like side things to check out.
Okay.
That's the demon wastes to check out the wall and to see if there's any sigils or understanding they can extract on how this wall is up, so we can potentially take it down, and to collect samples of these poppies and other things from like Flanderton, sort of investigate
okay. Yeah.
the
All right.
area around it.
All right.
And then the final goal is, at least for my apprentice, to sample the alleged poison down in Blackfield.
Okay.
They can take a few people with them if necessary, but they must be a small and swift party.
Hey. Mark that down. Got some player content here.
Okay.
Give me a sec.
Yeah, no worries.
Oh, you want cultists to investigate.
The apprentices, I think, was the main goal.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, okay. Apprentice of Swar. Sample the poison from Pride Lake. Do an apprentice.
You did. The guy from Isola.
I'm trying to.
I had one too. I'm making a short list of the things Scat will try and get information on.
Which map did you guys meet them on?
It was the original Pale Sea map.
No, what? The original
Sorry, not Pale City. I mean Flow
Flow
Pedal.
Pedal?
Flavatal, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Apologies.
Ooh, that's annoying. Just delete them? It's so crazy if it did. Oh, here they are. Okay. Fiona Tacita and Tony Silvas. Alright. So you want to send Tony to sample from the Pride Lake?
Basically, yeah.
Us.
My lady too.
And what are you doing with Tacita or Fiona?
We were hoping they could work as a group because they're like, he's an alchemist. They're both sneaky, but he's an alchemist and she's more of like a scavenger ranger type. So using in tandem, they could stealthily move across to these places. She can take down some of the sigils and arcane things from the wall. He can then help her understand the extractions from Flanderton and
So you're sending them together.
poisons. Yeah. Yo, this will be the sickest buddy cop adventure.
So you are sending both of them, and their mission is reconnaissance of Blackfield, gathering samples of poppy, and the Pride Lake poison. That's it? Anything else I'm missing there?
So you wrote Poppy and Pride Lake Poison.
Mm-hmm.
They are to investigate this wall between Mentheria's sword and shield, protecting the wall from the demon waste. Like, what's keeping the wall from dropping the demon waste? How is the wall being kept up?
Okay, the machinations of the wall. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, so that many tasks. Let's see, let me get you a relative time. It'll take them to complete that. Actually, before that, let me get builds open in front of me. Oh, for chat's sake, this is Tony. Is a weeping blade. This is Fiona. Shade merchant. Very good job, Waymaker. Thank you very much. Okay, 2 people. Are you sending any cultists with them, or are you just sending just those 2?
Because I would say that she's an expert in it. He would ask her if she would be interested.
Yeah, only if they request it, basically.
Yeah.
In that case, they're just going to go by themselves.
Yeah.
These cultists are still very much just dudes with knives until you guys finish all their training.
There was that one guy who had like really high potential.
You could send him.
I think her name's Fiona.
I mean, they would be down with somebody competent. Yeah, they just didn't want to take guy with a knife.
Dig, would you be down with for that? It's kind of your guy.
Yeah, sure.
Yo, we're sending the boys. We sent like a full party. This is kind of sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll send a party. That's kind of nice.
Okay, you're sending the high,
Pretend.
the high potential soldier.
Yeah.
See that was he a hog rider? Hold
on.
I think so. Hey.
Yeah, boy.
Those are what your hog riders look like. I'll probably have Waymaker make one with a fancy hat or something. If he should survive and earn a name that you'll remember.
Yeah, sweet. Well, one last thing.
Yeah.
I know it only lasts for a week, but Scat will cost divination towards this mission he's sending these people on. So at least for the next 7 days, he's basically requesting a question to know if this is a good idea or something like would they fare well in the journey. Would this be of utility to the cult? To someone.
So it's gonna take well, are you guys gonna use a teleportation resource to just send them? Or are you gonna have them do travel time? Because divination will be less useful if you send them on the travel time because more things can happen. If you get what I'm saying.
So I didn't know we had teleportation resource. We can just teleport them to the free cities.
Yeah, remember your teleportation resource? It costs you patience.
Yeah, this is true.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Cost of teleportation is 3. That's per use. It can take up to 6 people. You have 30 patients right now.
Having
standard.
Yeah, if it will half the time if we send them to the free cities and have them walk back and collect on their way. I think it's really worth it.
Same.
Yeah, we'll go for that.
Okay, using 3 patients. Marking it down. Okay, teleportation use. You are sending Tony Savas, Fiona Tacita, and the high potential Hog Rider to go and on a mission to reconnaissance Blackfield, gather samples of poppy and the Pride Lake poison, and information on the wall on the way back. Okay, with teleportation calculated, it will take them approximately... Oh, hold on, I have to... Some competency rolls.
Yo, she's mad competent though.
Oh, she does have high wisdom. Just had her in front. It's wisdom.
Nice.
Cole with it. That's my girl.
So that means that she'd... There. 3 days. There. Boat. Grab carriage. Sword. Leave Tony has contacts in Flannerton, so 3, 10, 14, carriage there. It'll take them approximately 36 days to complete this task.
Yeah. And for the first 7 days, I will cast divination to see if it's will be worth it before I send them, or utility to the cult before I send them.
If they succeed, it will be useful to the machinations of the cult. It possesses a moderate risk.
Can I gauge at all the level of benefit?
The level of benefit, so can I...
This might be going beyond the spell.
I think that's going beyond the spell, because your question was, will this be of benefit? And it will be, and at moderate risk. Okay. But I think if the question is, will it be worth the risk, I think is actually the question you should ask, because it sounds like what you actually want to know. And in which case, the entity contacted believes that it is worth the risk.
Okay, yeah. Going forward, I'll be more strict with my divination.
Yeah.
But I like Rael.
It's your first time doing it. It's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
Divination magic is powerful, but it's hard to use.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so that's good. And the last thing you said, we can get some. We can ask lore question or like see if we can get any information on anything. If any of the rest of the party
Yeah,
wish
you
to
can
do this,
have
they
your
can.
cultists research stuff while you guys discuss. I'll be right back. I have to go to the bathroom.
Okay. So I posted into notes. So Scat wishes to know about the conflicts in Alderfife, Pale City, and Mordhau. Secondly, he wishes to know about who the Barrow King and the Brass Baron are. He's heard of them. He's seen them on the map and such. But he's more curious into who they are and what they're doing currently. The last thing he'd be interested in is he unveiled the fact that there. One second to go scroll to my notes. That there's an Arcana document he has that describes there are altars that contain divine energy. I'm unsure of where they are or how to access them and potentially use them for the cult's purposes. So he's interested in these sort of 3 subsections. If anybody else is interested in anything, please let us know.
Or only really cares about the disease, poison stuff, so he has nothing to add there.
You can learn about some of the more diseases, poisons that are common in Corvallis, things like this. Things that you think can flip easily into poisons or items around. Right? We have a mine, right? Like in mines, there are often like gases and such that can be like poisonous or like fungi that you can cause disease from. Maybe you can investigate this.
Yeah,
Possibly new infection vectors. We can make it so that it's possibly transmitted by certain insects as well, maybe?
Ooh.
Yeah, there's many options.
Mm.
But that's not really cult work. That's more like my work, so...
No, but you can get the cult to help you investigate, basically. You have like aids on investigation. Because you don't... I assume it's a quick way of you like RPing with a bunch of cult members, like, have you seen anything crazy in the mines?
like that, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you do have something you're locked in and you do want to research, throw that in notes.
Yeah, I will. Actually, the mine thing is a good one. I like that.
Okay, so we got like 4 things right now. Anything from you, ThroatThief?
Okay. Considering would have just arrived fairly soonish, I wouldn't have much information, so I would probably spend about half the month getting a general lowdown from the cult in regards to Corvallis in general, get myself up to speed, and then the other half would be pressing some of the I was about to say interns, but that sounds a lot creepier in my head than cultists. Get a select few members of the cultists into a more supportive role. Basically, turn them into support cultists.
Okay, cool. Yeah, one more thing we should probably do before the session's over is invest in some
training.
Yeah, training in like cavalry and other people that he listed off for us.
Assassins, mages, terminal fighters, infiltrators, stuff like that. Yeah.
So we need some cavalry, some infantry, some ravagers and archers, and a few assassins and some arcane. Just out of curiosity, how much gold does everyone have? Because Scat is thinking, as Pithy, to just levy his power to say everyone must spend 20% of their current gold on these on defenses or units. He'll probably throw that later down. So
Seems fair.
yeah.
So we were each making one battalion each, basically, or?
Basically, everyone has to
Yeah.
spend 20% of their current gold. So it's more even, right? Like, so if you're poor, right, it's not just a flat value. To make a battalion. You may spend more if you wish, but the minimum is 20%.
And then eventually we will fight them against each other and see who will lead.
Once the arena is done,
Yeah.
that will be the thing. So you have 2 months of training these people up, basically.
Yeah.
Basically.
I have 8,000 for your information.
8,000. Yeah, I have about.
Back.
I have about 10.
how do you
I'm
know
actually
that?
unsure of how much I started with.
We're gonna go over your starting stuff after we get through all the scheming.
Okay, so the sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying, good.
Oh, okay, sweet. So the 2 things we want to do. So we've sent them on that mission. Second thing is we want to gather a little bit of information. So we want to know about the if anybody in the cult knows or could research the conflicts in Alderfife, Pale City, and Mordhau, who the Barrow King is and who the Brass Baron is. If any more information exists outside of the documents Scat has already sort of scoured about the altars of divine energy. Swar wants to check and investigate with some cultists. Any interested gases, materials the cult has observed in the mine. And ThroatThief wishes to get the current political climate of Corvanus and train up a few support cultists for their own needs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, these are the pieces. We put that all in notes for the stuff we want to know. Lastly, we're gonna spend 20% each of our money to pay for infantry, cavalrymen, archers, just the military. That sound good?
Sounds good to me.
That's good for me.
Let's go. Arcadum, when you're ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how much?
Maybe
How much money are you spending on troops?
On troops, so it's 20% each, and we each have listed. I'm just going to list out the people we want to purchase.
Okay.
And then you can say like, "Hey guys, there's not enough infantrymen for this number." Just when that comes, so we'll calculate that up now. Maybe if we could do that in between sessions, if
sure, that's fine.
We need them.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, as long as you don't take any military actions, it shouldn't be a problem. So.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Okay. Sounds like we got lots of stuff in front of us. Are you ready to move time forward, or did you have anything else?
Does the research take time? I assume it does.
Yes.
Okay. So if we do finish all this research, Scat will want to do some more stuff, but only if that happens. Okay.
Okay. Then let's move time forward.
Let's go, boys. This is my favorite bit.
Maybe Dig has something, I guess?
Oh, wait.
He hasn't said much?
Dig?
What's up, Nob?
Dig?
No, I just wondered if Dig had something, since he hasn't said much.
Oh, Dig, yeah. Has Dig just been drawing penises?
No, I think I'm set right now.
The Oracle. The Oracle's just chilling.
He's waiting for his next combat moment to give a speech and turn the tide of the battle.
Yeah.
That was fucking sick. Like,
yeah.
to have a quiet player like that just suddenly drop some fire like bars in the middle of a fight. It was just like I am the pit. That was like his I am the pit feed moment. And Scat's like, fuck, dude. How do I follow that? Shit.
Yeah, it actually talks about this exact thing if you read one of the contract references titled Binding Agreements from Soul Forfeiture to Eternal Servitude. Like, Zig completely followed the archetypes discussed in this. It's pretty good.
Okay, here we go.
I'm telling you guys, every group needs a contract. Every group needs a contract.
Okay, so we will move time forward. We will move it forward 6 days, which lines up very nicely. In 6 days is when your first event roll happens and your first influx of income happens. Let's see here. I get to actually do fiendish shit, which is awesome.
Yeah, boy. Not to be a hassle, but once we hit 7 days, Scat will scry on the band traveling, trying to investigate shit.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay, first I have to roll for population size. So we're gonna see how much your population increases. Let's do a base roll for now. Increase of 44 cultists. 44 cultists comprised of desperate men and women looking for any way forward, any way out. You, of course, have the answer. Okay, current population is 164. Have a set up your economy real quick. Your economy buildings aren't built yet. What were your buildings from?
We need a blacksmith.
Went with barracks, stables. Oh no, that's the list. Soul. Special. Alright, let me get your buildings listed out. You went with barracks, stables. Go on.
Yes. Public lodge, breeding ground,
It was breeding ground.
and the mine.
Breeding ground, mine. So I have barracks, stables, breeding ground, mine. Am I missing any?
I guess to keep.
Oh, the keep. That's always, you need to have
Yeah.
that to have it at all, so. Okay. Okay. Barracks allows trading soldiers, stables allows trading hog riders. Oh, I have to do the breeding ground, because that can increase your cult pot. Let's see here. Oh, fuck, that's right. Well, this is more of a decision for Zig, but he's not here, so I will let the pit fiend decide. So the breeding ground can produce additional slaves, or you can choose to sacrifice that surplus in order to attempt to create soul coins.
I think the pit fiend is AFK.
Unfortunate.
I think
Therefore,
he would vote.
we will move to the fiendish secondary, which is you, Nob.
Ah, yes, excellent.
What does Swar think?
He thinks that building up early is good, so we can make more coins later. So
Okay.
no sacrifices yet.
Population is 184. You guys have a mine. It is a tier 3. And it's from a vassal state. Alright. Here we go. Let's do some money rolls.
Sorry, I had to bear back. Good job leading, Swar. Exactly what I would have done.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah.
178 gold from generated this month, plus overhead costs. Alright, let's see. Now we get to do cool fiendish stuff. Alright, let's do some banditry rolls. Alright, due to the chaotic nature of your organization, open banditry scours the nearby mercantile trading posts. The cultists reach out with their long arm, attacking travelers from the King's Cross Inn, and indeed, even brazenly those that find themselves trying to trade with Matheria's shield. As such, they were successful in their endeavors, creating so 1,846 gold.
Oh, damn.
Not bad. Not bad.
Very
Alright.
good.
With your overhead upkeep cost of 600, that leaves you with 1,246 gold that your cultists have produced.
Okay, added to the loot sheet.
Tidy.
Okay, and now for an event roll. Let's see here. Okay.
Hmm.
Let's see. There's 1, 2, well, 5. ThroatThief hasn't been here long enough for this. Of course. All right. This event, you notice that there is a curious number of your cultists that bear a secondary mark beneath their mark as a pig of Argos. It seems in their chaotic nature they are trying to each individually express themselves. Most notably, they have formed a subcult. This subcult, specifically, is built around the worship and exaltation of Zig's toes.
+1 slavery. Slavery
No.
+1.
This foot fetishist's dream depicts the mighty Zig and his sausage protrusions on open display for all to see. Paintings, artistic representations, and even those with rather elegant-looking feet painting themselves blue and displaying them for all to see. This practice of extracurricular activities has reduced workflow, adding a -5% onto the next loot output roll. Would you like to allow this degeneracy to continue, or would you like to stamp it out?
Hmm. Can I try and flip the degeneracy? Something like get Zig to give offerings of the toes to those that are most productive, things of this nature. Put his toes out for sale.
So an incentive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to stamp it out.
Normally, I would be against party members deciding to put another party member's character on display. But since this is the Fiendish group, I suppose you could totally attempt to mechanize that. I don't think Zig would be against it either. I don't really know.
Yeah.
I don't think he would.
Yeah.
As long as it,
Probably.
as long
As long as it profits him, right?
as long as he gets more slaves. So go ahead and make me a persuasion check, Scat.
So I will offer Scat giving a favor to Zig to sweeten the pot on this. So this is a slight control over my vote in the next allotment. Can I get advantage off of that?
Yeah, sure. That's fine.
Yeah.
I assume I wouldn't be able to inspire this.
No, it takes place over too much time.
Fair point.
Come on, Zig. Set up an OnlyFiends.
Scat
it's all right. My sister has one.
Scat is able to convince and perpetrate the rumor milling and other manipulations, and sometimes from just literally commanding people, that Zig's magnificent toes should be worshipped, but nay, offered to only those of the most exceptional skills. Your -5 has turned into a +5, for the incentive program of toes presses the subcult to perform even better than its rival subcult degenerates.
Nice.
Wow. By the way, that on the chart, ladies and gentlemen, is funny event.
Grippers.
That's it.
Grippers go to those with gains.
Toes goes to those with gains. Oh my god. Okay. That's wild.
Toes for your toil.
Toes for your toil.
We have never known defeat, ironically enough.
We have never known defeat. Hello, I'm Margaret Thatcher. I'm here to kill everyone.
What the fuck? Yeah.
That's what ThroatThief is. He's Margaret Thatcher.
I got the vibe.
Yeah.
But it's funnier when you... It just hits different when you're out there.
I'm Margaret Thatcher. I'm here to insist that you suckle upon Zig's toes. Oh, God.
Do it for king and country.
Do it for king and country. Alrighty. Here we go. Next up. You were gonna scry?
Yes, I will scry on to our little group that we sent out to do these missions, just to give them a little eye, just to peep on them a little
Taking
bit.
a little check-in on your investment sort of situation?
Yeah, basically. Just seeing how the stocks are doing.
Okay. Well... Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun.
Right, hold on, I have to generate their scene they're in. A lot more work on the DM whenever you get access to the big divination spells.
Yeah. I'm doing it through my orb, so...
Yeah. You're pondering your orb.
Yeah, I just look into the orb and I'm like, what's Fiona up to?
Okay, as you take a closer look, you will find yourself inside what you presume to be an inn and tavern in the middle of... within Blackfield. Make me a perception check. And then, an Arcana check after that.
Can it be investigation?
Negative. Investigation requires you to be hands-on.
Okay.
Quite literally the opposite of what scrying lets you do.
I'm fucking blind, mate.
I fucking can't see nothing.
Yo, I'm fucking genius, though.
If only I could see them. Then I would know. Okay. Just a second.
I like to imagine there's another DM out there running a game for 3 people, a ranger, an alchemical rogue, and a hog riding warrior, and they just got to a tavern in a field.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, dude.
It's all coming together. It's all connected.
Yeah, dude.
Always and forever. I have to check this. Here. That would be there. Okay. I need to move pieces of this forward. Because, sorry, I'm doing chronological calculations in my head right now.
A little bit CC.
All right, I'm ready. Let's go to... Okay. Let me know when you're loaded.
Oh my god, dude. I didn't realize we were gonna actually be able to see. Is this what Scat's perception like? Based.
Yeah, you're casting Scry. Yes, you'll
Yo,
be able to
dude.
see.
Okay.
All right, everybody ready?
Loading.
I'm
loaded.
locked.
Hmm?
I'm locked in.
Okay. Let me do... Okay, switch the music up. All right, Scry, as you cast, Scat, as you cast your spell, your scrying, invisible scrying eye will appear down upon a table in an inn that, inn/tavern. Along it, you can see that there are several higher class looking accoutrements, and there are other individuals of finer dress, leading you to believe this might be some kind of higher brow inn. You will see Fiona Tacita seated here at the table. Next to her is Tony Silvis, and then the yet unnamed high potential cultist. You will see that he is not showing his heraldry. His face is covered with a cowl and a hood. And seated across from them, participating in a conversation in which you were just joining, you will see this woman.
Ooh.
Okay.
I love that weapon, dude. I love a ghetto weapon like that.
Okay, and I will perform this scene. One moment. Okay. Oh my god. What the fuck? Like, right when I was about to start. Jesus Christ, you okay over there? Zahaab, alright?
Yeah, I'm all good. Sorry.
Okay. Alright, here we go. So you're certain? Truly? Mm-hmm. At least that's what I think so. Interesting. What do you think, Tony? I think that something like that, if it's true, it's kind of hard to believe. But you're certain? She will nod. Well then, that's quite interesting. Forgive me if I'm a bit, skeptical. But you say that you saw them on the road headed south? Of the drunken witness, you said? Alice will nod. That should be something that we would bring up to our superiors. In the interim, I do like your straightforward nature, Alice, if you don't mind me calling you that. It's my name. Very good, very good. Well, we are not from here, and we would very much love the opportunity to speak with a local. Oh, I'm not from here either. I'm from Lafette. Oh, quite far from home. Do you know of the area? I'd say so, more or less. What you need? Well, we are on here on behalf of our superiors seeking information, more specifically about this so-called poison that seems to be ravaging the free cities. Alice will nod. Oh, yeah, so it kind of came out of nowhere. Like, I don't really know much about it. I met this fellow, wizard, say apostate type, long beard, curls up at the end. His name is like Victor or something. He was going on and on and on about it. But please do tell. Well, apparently, there's this place called Pride Lake, right? And something happened there. I don't know what it is. And this poisonous gas just kind of came down, caught the wind, took out Dagon's Rest, wiped out half the fields in that area. That's why Blackfield's all up in arms about everything. Not to mention the fact that the other inn was... a massacre occurred there. Yeah, innkeeper died and everything. Not sure old Blackberry will recover from that. Did you say Blackberry Inn? Is that what it is called? I think so. Yeah, it's the other inn in town. I think it's Lodge, maybe? I'm not sure. I see. And a massacre, you say? What kind of massacre? Well, the kind that don't leave no bodies, I guess? I don't know. People have been saying that it was demons that did it. Demons? Interesting. You'll look over to Tony and will kind of share a nod with him. Perhaps that is something that we should investigate. I believe our superiors would be would like very much to have such knowledge. Very interested. Well then, you have been most helpful. Tell me, Alice, do you find dissatisfaction? What do you mean? In your current lot in life. I mean, not to pry, but you strike me as a woman of action. And yet, you also seem wistful. Perhaps, if you're interested, we might share a drink and discuss a possible future that you might have. Well, I'll always take a free drink. At least listen to what you're offering. Very good. Bartender, a round of mead, please. Fiona will smile, her fingers dancing upon each other as she looks towards Alice of Lafette. And there you go. That's what your scrying sees.
I hope they ice this bitch. Okay.
So it seems they are doing their job that you sent them
Yep.
to do.
Fantastic. They're getting up to a little extracurriculars getting chatty though.
Yeah, that's right. They better not do that.
No. It's good. It's good. Scat is impressed.
Oh, okay.
Scat is very studious. He likes extracurricular activities. He was a fucking nerd.
I love extracurriculars. All right. Anything else anybody would like to do before I move time forward? So far, it's been 6 days.
I feel like if we do, I feel like there's something we could be doing that would be epic, but I can't think of it. So I think later on I'll just live in regret. So.
Well, you've delegated that work. So. At some point,
I just told my cult go be epic. Like.
Yeah.
Sick.
Basically, like this is what you did. Also, your cult is looking for rumors of the person with the negation in their blood.
Well, one thing I'm a little interested in is because we know there's going to be like more starvation because there's less food being fed to people. People will try and migrate. Maybe we can capitalize on this if we can start producing more food. But I don't really know how one can do that. I'm not like a aquaponics expert or anything. So.
Well, you could employ some druids.
How about we get like blood druids? We get this little blood tap building going.
There are blight druids. Blood, there are blight druids.
And then we feed people with blood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could do any of that. Cool. You could do any of that.
Something like this.
You could send your cults to. You could send your cult to try and recruit the druids.
Okay. Okay. So you know how after the first cycle we gained a certain amount of people.
Yeah.
I'll send the cult members that were the best at hiring others at this point to see if they can gather any druids that may be of interest, knowing that we'll fight back against Matherian influence, and we're much more accepting of the magical nature that they have compared to other people in this land, and that's what this cult represents. Yeah, something like this might be cool.
Okay.
What are we doing while this is going on, by the way? Are we building up stuff, or?
Yeah, you're building your estate, training your men, stuff like that.
Because I also need to unlock the first part of my monastic fighting style eventually, but I don't know how much it will require. I have a 3 days progress so far, so...
It will take more than that, I can tell you that.
Yeah, but how much, that's the... If I want to dedicate time to it or not, you know.
Well, if you want to, you can.
I would like to, yes.
Alright. So you're gonna start... yeah, so you're gonna start meditating and focusing on the monastic style. I will add... recruit druids to your list of stuff that you guys want to do. No research has been finished, and the others are inactive. So, here we go. Shall I move time forward 30 days?
30 is a job.
Yeah.
That's
so when I move time forward, it's to the next event roll. You were 6 days away from your previous one, so every month is when an event roll happens.
Scat will be like, during that 30 days, he will prep back his normal scrolls for being like a cipher scroll, the ones that I've listed in notes that he always goes back to. That's it. That's all. Yeah.
Dig, would you like to do anything?
Is it possible? Can I like research changing like gems into corrupted gems?
Ah, there we go. Now we're talking. The nature of corruption. That is certainly something that you can research. You can also command your cult to assist you.
And you would like to do that?
Okay. And Swar is meditating. And would you like to do anything, Silver? ThroatThief.
Yes. I would like to see about getting 10 cultists and training them to act in a support capacity for... effectively act as jack of all trades. A backing track, if you will.
Got it. Training. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, moving time forward. Time ticks away. 30 days. Okay, so we got some things for me to complete on my end. 30 days pass, patience goes down by 1. Your party returns. Generate some stuff. It's a lot here. So let's do first. Let's do money and pop. Start with pop. Okay. An influx of refugees from the free cities have heard tale. Have heard tale of the land of true freedom that can be found in the town of Down. This has also been egged on by the manipulations of Tony Savas and Fiona Tacita. Their way up. So, five cult members, plus 20 from the breeding pits.
Any druids?
I have to roll that. Okay. And now money roll. $149 gold plus rolling for banditry. Oh my god, you hit a noble's caravan.
Yo.
Oh
Yo.
shit.
Let's get him. Gun that boy down.
You guys find 5,368 gold pieces.
Yo, let's go.
Big.
Oh,
That's big money. And with the overhead cost of 600, that means you're able to generate
4,768.
Yep. Look, Leo is doing it in chat, but not in his game. Yeah, imagine being evil. You can make some good money.
Yeah, that's facts.
Roll
Okay,
back.
so one thing Scat does when he sees the many caravans of golds and loot return to the town, he announces the new buildings in the works. Now, it's something that we indicated beforehand, but it's both an arena with like a prestige element to it. So there's like the towering statues of hogs, of these demonic twisted hogs on the side. This is an arena for combat and something like a coliseum and a huge work for entertainment. So it's the cost of the arena plus whatever you think is right for the premium. I forget what it's called. Prestige, a version of it.
Yep. Adding
to,
prestige
like-
to the arena. Got it. So, that will complete all of your buildings, which we'll go through that in a moment. But
Ooh.
we need to do your mission resolution results. So Tony Sovis and Fiona Tacido will return to give you a report. So let's do some roleplay.
Let's go.
Back to the slave song. Let's see. Okay. Okay, ready?
Okay, let's get it. I like to imagine we just sit in the tavern the whole time. Maybe a couple of the cultists start hating, and we just drink and do demonic shit all the time. And then every so often we have to do like a spooky, like sort of prestidigitation type of spooky thing to act like we're doing work.
Darkness.
We're doing evil. You don't understand.
Darkness.
This is only one of my many emanations. I'm actually doing 16 other jobs right now.
Yeah, you just can't understand it because I'm so powerful. I operate different existence levels. Okay, and so these individuals will approach the table of command.
They return.
As soon as they begin to return, Scat rolls 100 gold pieces over to Swar as he lost a bet that they didn't ice this bitch.
They didn't ice
the game's the game.
Alright, as they approach, Fiona will give a deep, sweeping bow. My lords. Tony will give a bow. My lords. My lords! Alice will give a nod, unsure of herself. And then the three in front will all grab at their nose and go in response. We have much to report, my lords.
As it seems, I'm excited for this report, but it seems as if you've done something unprecedented. You bring this virgin to the hog, to our domain.
Indeed, my lord. I hope that you will forgive my initiative, or perhaps my forthrightness.
No. He puts up his no. The germinal pull of gathering members of the cult is always supported. Oh, and who is this fledgling? Who is this? 1 second, sorry, somebody knocked on my door. Yeah, just who is this fledgling?
This is Alice. She'll give a nod. She is from Lafette. We happened upon her in our journey towards Blackfield. I believe that she has a wealth of knowledge that we may be able to use to our advantage. Not only in the fact that she is quite knowledgeable in the arts of warfare, but indeed, it seems that she has, well, information on Blackfield and also on our other conundrum, my lord. More specifically, the individual with the special blood. She believes that she has seen them, or at least has witnessed something similar to it.
How auriferous! Oh, resplendent job to all of you. I shall see to it personally that you are well rewarded for these actions, and you shall climb the hierarchy one more instance. Please, go on. Continue with your report. If my fellow fiend bones don't have a thing to say.
What about the poison?
I will leave that to my associate, Sovis, to enact to you, Lord Swar, as he is more knowledgeable in it. Shall I continue, Lord Scat?
Please. Spare us no detail.
Very well. Our excursion into Blackfield has revealed, well, many different points of exploitation. It would seem that their leadership has recently been called into heavy question by its populace, not only because of a massacre at a place called the Blackberry Lodge, but indeed the reported sightings of demons in the area. Sovis and I investigated these reports, and we have found no evidence of fiendish activity, but there was certainly evidence of creatures in the area. Mysterious. We were unable to uncover what these creatures were, but it seemed that they struck without hesitation, in a horrific manner. Possibly, if we were able to procure more support and funds, we may be able to elicit these creatures to our use and exploitation. In addition, we have discovered that Blackfield, although it has a surplus of crops, seems to be lacking in the basic building materials. Stone, wood, and other such requirements seem to be of little supply. We also notice that many of the hearths are only lit at half capacity. Sovis thought that was quite strange, considering that we are heading into the full-blown potency of winter.
I see. Do you have any other information onto these creatures?
I have provided a dossier, as she hands you a piece of parchment, on the bits and pieces that we could gather. But we are uncertain as to what they are. Perhaps someone as knowledgeable as you, Lord Scat, may be able to divine their true origin.
Indeed, I may. What building materials in particular do you think that they would require? I know this isn't your expertise, but any we may be able to extract from the mines. They are bumper currently.
Well, my lord, after divulging several merchants of their secrets, using a bit of shadow magic, I was able to determine the following. I will admit, I do not like the accuracy level of the following information, but it is the best that I could procure from the time. It would seem that the merchants indicate that there is a demand for stone. Seems to be what they are missing the most of, as their access to the main mines that provided the quarries seems to have been denied to them, especially through Hailhorn. In addition to that, there is another conundrum to consider. It would seem that the Baron of Hailhorn has recently performed the controversial act of forming an alliance with the Brass Baron, allowing for the crossing of the ford at Lyric's Gambit, a river flanking on the western flank of Hailhorn. It is even said that the Brass Baron's forces are gathering some 10,000 strong. There are many that whisper in fear that he will simply sweep his men to the south, taking all of the free cities. I personally find such an alarming proposition to be highly skeptical. Even if he had 10,000 men, it would take years to conquer the free cities. I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon with the current conflict in Mornhal, but I leave it to your sumptimations. And she will hand you a dossier, a piece of parchment containing all of that information.
Men hold no flame to us, but numbers we may be surmounted, and just us 6, now 5, managed to take this outpost so close to the Pale City. I wouldn't be so quick there. Fiona, this brass baron, seems to have some extra planar touch as we do. At least his powers show this.
She will give a nod. As you say, my lord. And finally, I shall pass this briefing towards my associate, Sovis. I believe he is far more capable of explaining his part of the mission than I. Thank you, Fiona. My lords, I have received the following samples, and he will produce them and hand them to you. The first are several samples of the different strains of poppy that I discovered within Flanderton. It seems that there is a competitive market there, much to what we have known of, but there seems to be a few new drugs that are hitting the marketplace, that are shaking things up, so to speak. More recently, a foreign substance has been gaining popularity, despite the attempts of the Flandertons to stamp it out. This material is called black silver, and it is apparently of a foreign origin. According to what we have been able to study, this black silver is far more addictive and harmful to an individual than poppy addiction. It is not clear to what degree or even to what manner it would provide, but it is clear that it is starting to make waves in the market.
I assume that this is quite potent in alchemy as well.
You would know better than I, sir, but with my preliminary knowledge, I would say so. In addition, it was difficult to acquire any, as he pulls out a vial of black silver. I'm afraid that I had to slit a few throats to get to it, but I hope you will find it amenable to your experimentations.
Of course, very good.
On to the subject at hand. I have also produced a sample of this, and you will pull out a vial in tempered glass, wrapped in heavy leathers. He will state, "This sample, my lord, I did not want to take any risk in breaking or seeping. I advise you to do the same, even though I suspect you are impervious to it. This is the sample I retrieved from the poisoned lands surrounding Dagon's Rest, and indeed, a short distance outside of Blackfield. What is strange is that it doesn't seem to be a poison, at least not directly. It seems that it's heavy in, well, pollen and spores.
Its effects on people.
Say again, Nob?
Did you manage to see its effect on people?
I did not. I found a few corpses, but it is unclear as to what this material did to them. I will say that it is potent enough to have struck so much fear into the denizens of Blackfield that they do not even attempt to travel the road. And on the other side, from what we have heard, the merchants also do not cross it. However, I did pick up that there are some mercenary activities going on in the area to investigate it. Some of them are even backed by the government of Blackfield. One in particular, the Abacus, seems to be quite interested. I was able to spy on a few conversations. I was unable to get much, but I believe that they are interested in the Pride Lake ruins, they said. Perhaps something of your interest.
Can you mention why they were interested?
They did not, sir. I was unable to acquire that information without risking my exposure.
Did they seem alchemically inclined.
Give me a second. One of them did. A foreigner, I believe.
Yes. No matter.
And he will continue.
Good job so far.
And further information, my lord, as it was requested for us to investigate the wall, it would seem that there is a bit of chaos there we may be able to exploit. I have recently come under the understanding that there was a massive breach in the wall. The source is yet unknown, but it seems that it was so bad that the watch commander was fired, relieved of duty. From what the travelers on the road told it, that his removal was... well, it made a scene. I have heard that this individual has been drowning himself in his alcoholic stupors. Such a vulnerable and knowledgeable individual of the inner workings of the wall could be a potential target for turning.
We have his name.
He reaches into his bag. I only know that his last name is Hope, and he is an orc of some kind.
Hope.
Very good. Good work. Good work. I will provide you a reward later.
And with that, Fiona will say, that concludes our mission, my lords. I hope you found it to your liking.
Most
And
definitely.
how was our promising candidate? Was he hopeful?
Indeed, he performed his actions well. The cultist will nod. Fended off quite a few bandits. By himself, while we were attacked at night. Turned it on them indeed. I still remember their screams. So succulent and sweet.
Attaboy.
Your name shall be carved into the arena.
The cultist will
Scout's
nod.
waiting. And you, Lafayette.
Alice, sir. I was hoping to join your organization. It seems like it's in need of proper warriors.
You are astute. That we are. What makes you wish to join this one of all? There's Matheria, the Brass Baron, these other mercenaries. Why us?
Well, I guess, my lord, it's why not? I mean, Fiona here was super convincing and, well, no one else has offered me anything.
Can I take an insight check on
Sure.
this? Okay.
You don't think she's lying, but you think she's hiding something. That's another reason she wants to be here.
Well, yeah, why yes? Fiona was quite convincing, as she is. And Scat sort of, like, he has a demonic figure, so he starts to unravel his back, straighten himself out. He kind of taps Dig on the back. Sorry, not Dig. Swar on the back to step forward too. And now he has the looming Fitz clearly standing over Tony, looking down at Alice. His tail writhing in the background, almost rattling, silently rattling. His head throbbing in the way I described earlier, almost separating from his form itself. He looks down and he says, Why, what did Fiona say that was so convincing? You like the sound of the pigs of Argos?
Well, honestly, it wasn't the name that really caught my attention. It was what she said you were doing. Said that you were righting the wrongs that the Metharians made.
That, indeed, we are. It's our main mission. These poor people poisoned by their own protectors. Do you wish to do the same?
I wish to be paid. But if that means I get to get a little payback too, works for me.
Well, your payment shall come, and so shall your inauguration. If you give us a squeal. There we go. That a lady. And he turns his head to the other cultist, to the hog rider, and says, "Yeah, ensure she squeals to the adequate level of a commanding position."
He will give a nod. Yes, my lord. It shall be done.
You shall shadow. What was your name?
For the dark. Sorry, I was gonna do NPC voice lines. For the darkness. Glory to Agamemnon. No, he will look over to Scat as he asks him his name, and he will say, Lionel, sir.
She'll shadow Lionel to eventually become his colleague. Fiona?
She will look up. Yes, my lord.
This one slips, so shall your throat.
Her face will blanch slightly, and then she will steady herself and will nod. Then I shall elicit that she does not make a mistake.
Indeed. You're dismissed.
Alright, you guys have gained Alice of Lafette as a cult member. She is also an exceptional individual and one of the iconic characters, which means she can be recruited in your ally slot. Specifically, she is a back alley brute.
That's sick. Scat quickly turns to Swar and says, Put that poison in some amber glass, will you? It's the only thing that will protect it from the light.
But I will take good care of it. Don't worry.
Ammonia. How have you trained him? He's a bit too precautious.
That's not exactly a bad thing. After all,
No.
too much caution is pointless. Just enough is perfect.
Especially
It's a stupid saying, but I get the person who said it, so.
Especially if you're an alchemist. Well, that's a lot to ponder on. Hell of a lot to ponder on.
Alright, and so, research has been granted.
Yay.
Various cultists come up to Scat and the gang, giving them various pieces of parchment with the information they required. Scat, the current conflicts in Aldafife have to deal with the Barrow King, apparently gathering his forces to attack the Pale City in its weakened state, but for some reason has decided not to. His forces do not move upon the vulnerable city. In fact, it even seems to have pulled back. Why? Who could say?
Who is this Barrow King? What is his history?
The Barrow King, apparently, is one of the old rulers of Corvinus. It is said that he is a risen undead, several hundred years old, risen from his grave to take back a great vengeance upon the Pale City and the followers of Mytheria. It is unclear why or if that is even true. The Pale City is currently split by civil war as aberrations, terrible creatures with something in their blood, are turning against their fellow brothers and sisters. The entire city is lit aflame and is in a vulnerable state, and is probably the reason why you haven't been directly challenged as hard as you have been. Currently, Mordhau is also in a similar civil war, as the Regent King fights against the Prince to inherit the throne, one of the Metherian lineage, which is the Prince, and the other of the lineage of Mordhau and its ancient spiritual ways. The Brass Baron is a warlord from the western side of Corvinus, specifically a warlord of nearly inexplicable wealth and influence, pressing 1,000-strong armies across the Broken Oaks, establishing himself as the Lord de facto in the west, and has continued his march to the north to claim the crown jewel of the Endless Whites, Mordhau itself.
How does a baron afford such things? Surely,
Next is...
Scat's curious to how his economy works. How is he affording so many people, so many wares, so many items to have them geared and march?
Alright, so next up we are the Altars of Divine Energy. They were unable to find any information about that. Swar, with 30 days of straight meditation and training, you are able to select a monastic fighting style.
What are the choices? Is it on the wiki or?
It's on the wiki.
Okay. Do I have to choose now or can I?
No, you can take your time.
Yeah.
Because we're coming up on the part where major story events are about to happen, and we're down 2 people, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just got here. Sorry about that.
It's all good.
Cool.
And... Alright. Okay. Oh, and now we have to roll for recruiting of druids.
Damn.
Unfortunately, you are unable to recruit any druids. Okay. And that will finish the result of your missions.
And all the buildings are formed, and they're starting to move on to the arena?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, the buildings are formed, and now I get to do your event roll. Finally, after all that stuff.
Yeah. Well, once we were done with all the lordships and stuff, we'll obviously ask Alice about the negation. But when ready.
Okay, so... Alright, as at this point, that... It is at this point that several individuals... Several of your people run in towards you. My lords! My lords,
yes.
We've been attacked!
What? To battle. Scat follows him, expecting the others fiends to follow. Explain quickly, concisely.
Alright, well, the individual will be, the cultists that have seen it will begin to explain that something terrible has happened at the mine. It has collapsed in on itself. Someone or something has caused an explosion, and several of the cultist miners and the free miners of Downfrown are trapped within.
As they run out, okay, Scat lets everyone, all the other fiends know to go on ahead. Swar is in charge. In front of all of the, inside of the tavern, are there any planned documents or anything we're leaving behind right now?
No.
Okay, he'll follow through. He'll send his other fiends off to the mine. He'll send Pig, and a group of cultists with him, maybe 3 or 4, to the blacksmith to keep watch there, because they cannot have that destroyed if there's a further attack on top of that. And he goes to the old Mytherian keep. He casts clairvoyance there so he can keep an eye on it before he starts to wander to the mines himself. But everyone else gets there before him because he's making sure there's no other following attacks on other parts of the city before this. Making sure that there's enough cultists around him to send word to the others if there is.
Alright, so on high alert, the party moves to investigate the mine and uncovers the following. Swar, make me an alchemy check. You find evidence that there is definitely been some sort of explosive device or perhaps even spell used upon the rock wall, causing the cave-in to naturally occur, sealing the entrance to the mine. You don't quite detect any exposure, but the way that the rocks have fallen shows no natural splint from the water, and your intuition tells you that an explosive was used. Explosive or spell, that is. You're not quite sure which. As you take a closer look, you will also see that the miners inside are trapped, sealed off from the only entrance and exit. Currently, there are about 45 miners, most of the miners, in fact, of your city, as well as 10 cultist warriors to keep them in line. So, you're going to have to figure out some way to save them if you want the mine to be operated. How would you like to do that?
Hey, you're the stonecutter guy. How do you say we should get them out? In the best way.
Maybe create another entrance? I can dig.
I can dig.
Another entrance.
I can dig. Yeah?
Yes.
Do you want to do that, Dig?
Yeah, sure, okay.
Oh, okay.
Dude, he's gonna roll a 1 and all of the miners are gonna die.
I try to assist him by summoning a Kazan. That would also probably help him dig.
Okay, how would that help? But okay.
Like big boy just being like, "Whoa, let me just pick up this rock real quick" or something. I don't know.
Okay.
That's.
Or do
I
Kazans
summon-
just wield their weapons?
I summon a Kazan.
He
Move that
treats
right-
Kazans. He treats Kazans like the guy from Rick and Morty, where you just give him a task.
No, Mr.
Mr. Meeseeks.
Mr. Meeseeks.
Mr.
Mr.
Meeseeks.
Yeah.
Oh,
Kazans are
God.
Mr. Meeseeks. Mr. Meeseeks, save these guys.
Oh my god.
Mr. Meeseeks, win his battle.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Mr. Meeseeks, kill that guy. Can do!
Is the cave-in absolute, or is there any way to see into or to pass stuff through?
It is sealed off. But, Dig, you have an actual dig, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
He'll be careful not to create any more damage to the mind. Or any more rock faults.
Okay, I guess make me a, athletics check.
Wouldn't it be a stone cutting tool?
No, you can do that too, yeah.
He has mastery.
Ooh!
Let's go. Oh my god.
What? Wait. What?
That's correct.
Oh.
You're missing 3 on that?
Add your proficiency, so it's 25. But alright. You start to dig your way through the rock wall. Using your stone cutting tool kits, you're able to make a tunnel, effective and sturdy, stabilizing the rock wall that's landslided in on itself as you create a temporary tunnel to allow the miners to escape. Easy breezy.
Does he find any gems? Does he find any gems?
No, he does not find any gems.
Fuck.
Alright, you guys are able to save the miners.
God, fuck, I'm not there, I can't tell you. It's just, fuck, I gave up my micromanaging privileges. Fuck. Just...
Nice digging, Dig.
Sick.
Nice.
Really living up to your name.
For real.
What do you think caused the rock fall?
It was clearly a planted explosive or spell.
Sorry, I'm laughing because you said nice digging, Dick, and he's like, yeah, why do you think that rock fell? It sounds so menacing, like he's the one who did it. Sorry, continue, guys.
A spell, you say?
Or an explosive.
I will check for any magic in the area. Can I use a corner check?
Sure can. Okay. As you study the area, you can find that there is some very light minor exposure on some of the stones, depicting that a spell was cast on them.
What do you know? What type of spell?
Do you have Detect Magic, the spell?
I know.
Okay.
Then he reports back to Swar. It definitely was some magic in the area. Maybe from the church?
Was it poisonous and annoying exposure?
Oh, would I be the type? What type of exposure?
It is normal exposure, I'm pretty sure.
No. Oh, then it wouldn't be from the church then.
And who?
A mercenary, maybe, perhaps?
Maybe
Could be
Scat.
someone seeking revenge.
Revenge, yes, possible. Maybe Scat can divine something.
Indeed. Let us wait for his arrival.
Did Scott see anything?
While we're
Oh, sorry, go ahead. You first.
While I was saying that, I would probably approach one of the guards who would have been patrolling that sort of site where the detonation would have happened, and I would have taken him aside and just give him a light interrogation / beating.
Okay. I'm sorry, my mistress. I didn't see anything. You fucking useless piece of shit.
It's because you didn't see anything that you're getting beat.
I'm sorry.
Ensure that it's not.
I'm sorry.
Thatcher taking out on the miners is so on brand.
Exactly what I was planning for.
Sorry, continue.
All right, take me through your path one more time.
Alright, he recites what happened, providing no useful information. This guard sucks.
Agreed. I will give him a shocking grasp straight to the testicles and then just walk back.
He will fall on the ground as he is a NPC. Like, I guess he's not a non-combatant, but... Alright, he falls to the ground, his fucking balls shocked. His pants on fire, screaming, "Oh, God! Oh!"
Oh no, she unzipped his taint, dude. No. She peeled back the dragon skin.
No! I don't want to think about that. Oh, God. She uncircumcised his penis. Okay.
Oh shit, I sewed the dong rungs upside down.
Oh my, what an effective technique.
What an effective technique. Okay. As the party gathers, you were doing clairvoyance, Zahaab?
So what Scat would have done is he would have ran over to the old Matherian holdout.
Yep.
They haven't filtered through all the papers there, so he's worried that there will be another attack in this place. So to watch over, he casts clairvoyance there, and then he'll make his place to where they keep the food, make sure the food isn't attacked, and then make his way to the mines. Clairvoyance takes 10 minutes, so
okay. So
this will
about the
take some
time.
time.
So about the time that ThroatThief finishes unzipping that man's taint, you arrive as the party gathers in front of the sealed mining shaft.
Mm-hmm. In that time, did Scat see anything on the outskirts? Anything weird that isn't normally going on the outskirts? Did he witness
Nothing.
something?
Nothing in that area. No.
Can you let me roll a perception check? That doesn't matter.
Okay.
Okay. He's confused.
You do not see anything.
Fuck. Okay. He makes his way back, making sure he's tapping back into the clairvoyance to make sure he's keeping watch over there every so often. He has like a tick going on for it. And like a literal physical tick that makes him twitch, and he's like checking out the clairvoyance. You can see it on the thought forms on his head. Yeah. So he returns to the party, and you see him just flickering the clairvoyance in his vision back and forth.
Hey, this one's broken.
What have you all seen? It's my clairvoyance.
It was clearly intentional.
Mm.
Dig says it's not hallowed exposure. So it's not the church.
Scat starts sniffing. He starts giving it a good sniff around the place with his own not arcana check, but he's trying to do an investigation to see traces, footprints, movements. How long has it been since parts of this mine moved? If there's any suspicious people around. He's just doing a general investigation of the area.
Okay, go and roll it.
Okay. Okay.
Am I able to inspire it, or is it too long a period to inspire?
Too long a period.
Damn.
As you investigate the area, Scat, you don't find anything more than what has already been discovered. The rockfall is definitely performed by some explosion, which the party has determined has been magical in nature. The way has been opened for the miners to escape, and as the party interrogates the nearby guards, it doesn't seem that anyone had seen anything.
Even when we ask the miners?
Yeah, correct.
Okay. I don't have any spells that can assist here. Not like any detect magic or anything like this. Does anybody else have these?
Gabriel just taps Scat on the shoulder, and he's just like, "If I may, Lord Pitfiend, I may be able to find out the location of who did this.
How so?
Divination. Very simple.
Please, the floor is yours.
All right. So basically, he just kind of holds his arm out, looking toward the sky a little bit, and casts divination. And he's very specific. He's just like, Townerin is down frown, right? Yes.
Yes.
Where is the current location of the person who caused the explosion in the mines in Downfrown? What city? What location?
What spell are you casting?
Divination.
Is that? I don't know if that's how it works.
So divination. You ask one question about a specific goal, event, or activity to occur within 7 days. Yeah, divination is the future, not what has already happened.
Ah, no, that's fine.
I'll show you
Okay.
the proper. I'll show you the proper means.
Okay. So fine.
Okay. Do we have good odds of finding the perpetrator of this explosion in the mines of Downfrown? We are currently investigating by scouring the edges of Downfrown and surrounding areas.
Okay.
Scat also casts divination.
Okay.
Yeah, divination mogged. We're getting mogged right now.
Something happens when Scat casts that spell.
I actually just go bad. No.
Scat,
No.
I need you to make for me a wisdom saving.
Oh no!
No. I actually don't think this is bad. I actually don't think this is bad. No. I go good.
Am I able to inspire that?
Yeah.
Please.
Now 27.
Thank you. Thank you.
Someone really said, "Let me put a trap on the trigger." It's a very specific trigger for divination. The spell. Someone really said that.
You see,
Someone
Scat
said,
begin.
"Let me try to." Okay.
Sorry, guys. Scat begins to divine. His head goes up. The thought forms shift in the way to sort of eke out this place. You see, like a starry night sputters. Sort of what's the word for those things? Those psychological examinations where they show you like a blotch, an ink blotch, and you have to guess what it is. This sort of thing. And then you suddenly see his jaw brick up. He starts to drool. His head goes down before hearing the inspiring song of ThroatThief, returning him to his divination.
Of ThroatThief.
Rorschach test. They're called Rorschach tests. My brain wasn't here.
Yep.
ThroatThief. Very good. Okay. So, as you attempt to enact divination, there is a flash of light, burning, radiant, potent light. Not the false, empty faith of Mytheria manipulated by unseen hands, but of a true god of the white pantheon. And in that flash, for a moment, you see this visage. Flash before your eyes.
Religion check.
However, such a display of power, though preventing you from being able to divine to divine the position of the source has also revealed its allegiance. For this is not a Mytharian, but a foreign deity. You may make a religion check.
He begin if capable, he'll try and describe this to his allies.
Okay. With an 18, Scat, you recognize the markings upon this avian avatar. You're not dealing with the empty light of Mytharia. You are dealing with the potent and true rival to Babylon himself in the White Pantheon. Glory is on Corvanus. And whomever these people are protected by it.
How unfortunate.
And that is where I will call the session, because we have a lot of big things coming up and I want everyone to... Also, I need to do something between this game and...
As beat his meat.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna go do. I'm just gonna...
Sorry. I don't know why I said that.
Something's
wrong with me, man.
I'm gonna make the bald man cry.
Yeah. Dude, you might win most fiendish next time we vote.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for supporting the channel. You guys are great. There isn't any fan art today. I will see you guys in approximately an hour for Lords of Light. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.